From dusk till dawn, she works, her hands weakening with every bead she fixes. Yet her eyes shine bright of hope. Her world. It is during summer vacation every year I get to visit India, my country. This year's visit, unlike the previous years, was more than just a visit. There was something that lied beyond the greenery and happiness, a face of India to which many aren't familiar with. That face where life was only about survival than living. There are more than 1.3 billion people in India, and India has the largest illiterate population in the world. This fact, to which I was a stranger to, provoked me to look in further, and that led me to spend a day in a government school of my hometown. From the first glance, the government schools have done a lot in improving education among children, especially in the state of Kerala. These schools come out as a means of cheaper education for poor parents. In addition, there are schemes like the midday meal program that allows free food for children. Then why should India still have the largest illiterate population despite the high educational opportunities? The answer lies in the poor quality of education provided by the government schools of other states. The kind of education degraded by poorly trained teachers, lack of sanitation, and in some cases, caste discrimination. The poor parents are the ones to be affected by this, and they aren't interested in this sort of poor quality education, as they have an option for their children which is more productive to their eyes, something that could help the family gain a bit more. Work. And that led me to realize that in addition to the largest illiterate population, India also had the largest number of child laborers in the world. But these parents who send their kids for work are not to be blamed. When looking from their side, we realize that hunger turns them blind to the benefits education provides. To them, only money can solve hunger. Education cannot. That is why we see so many child laborers in the country, despite child labor being illegal. The reason why children are preferred over adults in many workplaces is due to the cheap and longer hours of work they provide. And there aren't any worker unions as in the case of adults. Thus, child labor not only denies a child of his future, it also denies a man of a job. If it's a solution we are looking for this problem, we will see that it's only a matter of changing priorities. India, for instance, uses $40 billion for military purposes. If a fraction of that amount was used for child welfare, how much progress could we see in the country? For every minor slip, their malnourished body and swollen eyes lead them to. Their employers come in with canes and ropes, while they remain helpless. Who would care for a poor child laborer after all? They ultimately give up in the desperate struggle to make it across the other side, because their situation demands so. Lack of education traps these ill-fated souls in the cage of illiteracy, forever keeping them away from their life's victory, their nation's victory, the victory their forefathers had dreamt of. To them, education is a stranger, a remote dream, hidden under the cover of their much beset being. On my way back, my thoughts drifted back to the girl in the street. She sold colorful beads. She wore colorful dress. Ironic it is for her to not have the colorful life she deserved. A stranger to me she was, yet the unfamiliar picture of her eyes reflecting the yearning passion for life, the desperateness, the agony, will forever remain in me as a stirring, disturbing thought. The Constitution and law ensures the right to education as one's fundamental part of right to life. But it all comes down to one question: what is life?